Ed Boon confirms Mortal Kombat 12 again, and there may also be a Mortal Kombat 9 remake on the way, and sadly the Marvel fighting game is still not happening. But hey, let's talk about all that and more in today's video. Ed Boon has done it again, the absolute mad lad, posting this on Twitter. Ask me anything, volume 6. I am never near my computer when this happens. I was taking care of my dad, and I just wanted to ask one thing. Will she be in Mortal Kombat 12? And if you're wondering who she is, check out Mortal Kombat Onslaught, because she is a generic Lin Kuei warrior, but man, she looking so cute. And clearly everybody agrees. In fact, she has dethroned Frost as the Lin Kuei waifu. But without any further ado, let's get into this. Rayo asks, MK9 Backwards compatibility? To which Ed Boon responds, looking into it. Okay, interesting stuff. I can guarantee you they're not making it already, because as somebody who's worked in the industry, I can tell you when somebody says looking into it, it means they haven't started yet, but they're considering it. And I'm not gonna lie, a backwards compatible MK9 would be amazing. Honestly, I just want the chance to play it online with people with good netcode. Give me Mortal Kombat 9 with rollback netcode and I'll be completely happy. I don't even need updated graphics. I just want the game to have online that is good. And next up we have Owen Skodux, who asks, favorite memory working on a game in the past? And here's Ed Boon's response. First night watching an MK test at the Times Square arcade. We were nervous AF, and seeing a crowd around the game was a huge relief. He chose crowd with a K. Look at Ed Boon go, keeping the meme rolling. But yeah, that does sound incredible. I can't imagine making something that unique and original and then seeing people love it so much. I freak out enough when I release a new video and you all like it. So I can't imagine the feeling I would get if I made a full-on video game and everybody bought it and loved it like crazy and it went mad viral. I can't even imagine how I would feel. Next up we have Jacob, who asks, do you ever see Conquest Mode making an appearance in a modern Mortal Kombat? To which Ed Boon replies, I would love to bring back a modernized Conquest Mode without the time pressure we were under during Deception. See, that's news to me. I had no idea the Mortal Kombat Deception was rushed, and that's pretty impressive to know that, because MK Deception is pretty long. There's a lot to do. Yeah, the graphics are kinda iffy, but there's a lot of stuff to do. There's tons of dialogue and voice acting, so I'm impressed. And Ed Boon, I speak for everybody when I say yes, bring back a new Conquest Mode. We would love that. We would eat it up. For me personally, I'm an even simpler man. There doesn't even have to be quests. Just let me walk around and look at Edenia with its full HD glory. Let me walk around the Netherrealm and just explore like a tourist on vacation. Let me go into the Chaos Realm and just people watch. Let me go into the Order Realm and just break every law there and be a goofy old time. For me personally, that's all I need. Just let me walk around these areas in the Mortal Kombat universe with really amazing graphics like the Crypt in MK11 and I'll be ecstatic. However, the average gamer likely wants a bit more than that, so make sure for them to add quests and side missions and dialogue and a main story, all that cool stuff. Next up we have Bob Marley Quinn, who asks, would you ever consider creating a sister company to NetherRealm Studios that tackles spin-off games that connect to the main MK story? Kinda like how the Arkham series was made by Rocksteady, but the prequel game was made by Montreal. And here's Ed Boon's response. I don't know if the Montreal team is a sister company to Rocksteady, but yes, we've talked about it. We have more games we want to make than one studio can produce. Honestly, it's a really good idea, and if Mortal Kombat 9 did get a remake, this is how it would happen. Because I seriously doubt that NetherRealm wants to have anybody on their main team working on a separate fighting game while the next fighting game sequel is being made. Yes, I understand Onslaught is being made at the same time as Mortal Kombat 12, but keep in mind a mobile game is way different to design than a second fighting game in tandem with the fighting game sequel. Or in other words, to put it more simply, the people who design and develop a mobile game are not the same people who design and develop a fighting game. There's entirely different coding and testing that goes into it. And that's why I do agree that NetherRealm having a sister company is a very good idea. More games, more often, more content for my channel. I'm starving out here. Next up we have TC Gus, who asks, is Molina coming back in the next title? And Ed Boon replies with, in the next MK game? Likely. In the next NRS game? Can't say. Alright, so right here Ed Boon's being a bit cheeky. He does not want us to know that he's making Mortal Kombat 12. And hey, anything can happen. They could be making Simpsons versus Family Guy for all we know, but I am a 90% sure that the next game is going to be a Mortal Kombat fighting game. Which is great news because according to this tweet right here, Molina is going to be in the game. But just please don't let her be DLC this time. Let her be on the main roster right away. Let me play her before the game's even playable in my review copy. That would be phenomenal. Give me a little bit of alone time with my girl Molina. She's my favorite character ever since MK9, so give me some private time with my queen. Oh boy, this next guy's name is very long. Christian Alejandro Diaz del Toro. And he asks how MK11 was made. And here is here's Ed Boon's response. A lot of work by a lot of people, but it did pay off insanely. MK11 sold more than MK1, 2, and 3 combined. That's an interesting statement, because those games are very old and were also in the arcades before they were released to players and consumers on console. And as a result, I doubt they sold as much as MK9 or MKX, and I'm wondering how MK11 did compared to those games. I can almost guarantee it sold more, but I'm wondering by how much, because MKX was like a phenomenon. It sold so many copies. I'm sure MK11 outdid it because the marketing was so much better. Not to mention your boy and other content creators were also promoting the heck out of that game. So yeah, it sold really, really well, and I'm curious how well Mortal Kombat 12 will do. Probably even better, because let's be real, that's just the nature of things. There are more gamers every single year, which means more potential buyers. So yeah, the number is always going to go up unless your game is crap. Next up, we have Ash Williams in Mortal Kombat 12. Man, I wish, but here is his question. Do you prefer Johnny or Sonya? And Ed Boon says Sonya. Well, yeah, I mean, isn't Sonya named after like one of his family relatives, like his cousin or sister or something? So yeah, of course he likes Sonya more. It's a member of his family. Johnny Cage is the better character though. Let's just get one thing straight. I love Sonya because her character is so straightforward, but Johnny just has that dynamic to him. The next question comes from Zeno Vented, who asks, will you follow me, Ed Boon? And Ed Boon responds, I can, but it would cost me $8. Oh no, the dreaded Twitter Blue. I love how everybody is freaking out over Twitter Blue as if you have to do it. Even people who've never had a checkmark are still freaking out over this as if it affects them in any way whatsoever. The reality is paying for a monthly subscription on anything is usually a scam. For example, I currently pay for Crunchyroll, but if I wanted to be a jerk, I could just pirate everything and watch every anime for free. It's totally an option. And the same goes for Netflix or pretty much any other streaming service or even YouTube Premium, right? You could use ad blocker and just not watch ads, but I choose YouTube Premium because I want to support the platform that I use so much. And honestly, I might do the same thing for Twitter, because apparently if you pay the $8 a month, you can also monetize stuff on your Twitter page and get the income rolling and also post longer videos on Twitter. So Twitter could actually become a second YouTube with Twitter Blue if done correctly. The next question comes from Lewis. What game had the most difficult development and why? And Ed Boon responds, MK4, so many obstacles. That makes sense because it was the first 3D fighting game in the series. So yeah, there had to have been a ton of obstacles. And back in the day, that blew my child brain, okay? I understand to most of you watching, MK4 looks like crap, but to little kid me, that 3D fighting game looked absolutely amazing and it blew my kid brain. Ooh, but then we have the question, with a question so good that it made Ed Boon second guess himself. Is the next project something expected or unexpected by the community? And Ed Boon says, I shouldn't answer that. Ed Boon is shook. He knows that we know the next game is going to be Mortal Kombat 12. There's no way it's going to be Injustice 3 at this point in time. Well, I shouldn't say no way. Anything can happen. But here's the real question. Do most people actually know that Mortal Kombat 12 is the next game, or do they think it's going to be something else? Do they expect Mortal Kombat 12? I'm not sure, because I know everyone watching this channel understands that Mortal Kombat 12 is very likely the next game, but I wonder how much the casual normie fan expects Mortal Kombat 12 over Injustice 3 or some brand new game. Next up, we have Justice, who asks, will Pinhead ever be able to make it into a future NetherRealm game? And Ed Boon responds, his name has come up multiple times. I'm not gonna lie, it would be an interesting character, and I understand that it's become the norm for DLC characters to be horror movie characters. You got Jason, you got Freddy, you got Leatherface, all that stuff, but if I may, Ed Boon, I think you're better off doing anybody else at this point who is also a violent M-rated character. For example, might I recommend Doom Guy, or the chick from Blood Rain, the one that appeared in Playboy magazine. Nope, I'm not making that up, you can Google it. There are so many violent video games with protagonists that would make a better guest character than a horror character, like Ghostface or Michael Myers, all that stuff. I know that's a hot take, and so many commenters are mad at me right now. You're typing frantically on your keyboard. I get it, okay? You love your horror characters. I'm just saying there's so many better options in my personal opinion. The next question comes from TBFZ, who asks, what's gonna happen now that Mortal Kombat Onslaught has been leaked? To which Ed Boon calmly responds, game will likely get canceled. Just kidding, this happens all the time, no big deal. Yeah, for anyone not aware, the game got leaked accidentally, and then people who played the game cracked it and then unlocked pretty much everything outside of the playable demo that was supposed to be playable. Or in other words, here is what NetherRealm wanted you to play, and then the coders cracked it and now you can play all this. Now the good news is they can't crack the whole game because the entire game wasn't available, just a playable demo, but even so, the coders cracked it and you can play way more than NetherRealm intended. But the good news is Ed Boon's not sweating over it. If anything, he probably just likes all the extra buzz and excitement and coverage this got for the game. And just in case you live under a rock, Mortal Kombat Onslaught is a mobile Mortal Kombat game and it's gonna release sometime early next year. Okay, time for another big question. Scott Andrickson, Ace of Knaves, asks, will the Joker be in the next installment? I sure hope so. And Ed Boon responds, next installment of MK or Injustice? Once again, he's being cheeky. Ed Boon knows he slipped up. He gave away the secret Krabby Patty formula. We know the pattern is being broken, his own words, which is why it's very likely that Mortal Kombat is the next game. Now that being said, I'm not against Injustice. Don't think that I'm anti-Injustice 3 because I'm not. If anything, I would be equally excited or possibly more excited if Injustice came out instead of Mortal Kombat 3 because I just love the combo system. Next up, we have All-Star Geo who asks, will there be a Mortal Kombat Xiaolin Monks remastered? And Ed Boon responds, if the gods want it, I sure do. So once again, that's corporate speak for I would like to, but we're not currently working on it. Why are y'all so excited for Xiaolin Monks? I get that it's a great game, but don't do that to us, okay? Don't punish content creators like that, okay? I could not make very many videos on a Xiaolin Monks remaster. I need a new fighting game with tons of content I can make about it, please. Ooh, but here's an interesting question. Adam Ronan asks, will NRS ever use Unreal Engine 5? And Ed Boon says, signs point to yes. Is the current game in Unreal Engine 5 though? That's the real question. I would not be shocked if the answer was yes. Alright, but sadly the next question has a sad answer. Roman asks, in 2019, you said that you were in talks with Marvel about something, but you couldn't reveal how it went. Can you reveal it now? To which Ed Boon responds, I probably shouldn't go into deep about this, but we weren't in talks that implies too much. Or in other words, they didn't get very far with any development ideas or plans. Put simply, they were just talking about a possible collaboration, but nothing ever actually was confirmed or planned in the near future. So sadly, as hinted at the start of this video, there is no Marvel fighting game for NetherRealm Studios. They're not planning anything, which is a shame because I would love playing Spider-Man but designed by NetherRealm. I wonder what attacks he would have. Keep in mind, he's much stronger and faster than people realize, and he can be pretty brutal too. So if NetherRealm does make a Marvel fighting game in the far future, that would be really cool, and I'm certainly down to play it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because that's about it for today's video. Smash that like button if you enjoyed, it really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.